Shawnee, welcome back. I'm in my office today and I'm going to do my makeup. And I brought with me the Cosmic Wanderer palette from Terra Moons. Just because, I don't know, I really like these shades. I feel like they're very like boom pow. And I want a little boom pow today. So let's just start. I am going to go in with the Becca and Smashbox whatever this called, I never remember. Under eye correcting, under eye brightening corrector. I like using it as my eyeshadow primer. Anyway, so I only have to come into the office one day this week because it just kind of worked out that way. Um, yeah, I don't even know how, why, when, or where. But yeah, so excited about that. So that means I get like a free day towards the end of the week. So anyway, I just decided I would do my makeup and chitty chat with ya. Um, I'm a little tired because in the past couple of weeks I have attended several continuing education um presentations. Like, to keep your license as a psychologist, you have to have a certain number, and every state is a little different. And since I'm licensed in three, well, I guess two states and DC. Like, it's just a lot of different ones. But what I tend to do is like, I'll see something and I'm like, oh my God, that looks so interesting. I'm going to sign up. And then the day comes and I'm like, why did I sign up for something that is like 8 to 5? So I've had two of those in the past 2 weeks. And then there was one week where I had like two or three, and I'm like, who is letting me do this, Jan and Erica? Like, who is letting me sign up for all of this? So the past two have been on like just women's health and stuff. And then the next one is going to be on like social media and mental health. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then somebody remind me, don't sign up for nothing else. Like, oh, there is one thing I want to do in January. But anyway, I'm trying to sit my tail down. Okay, so part of me wants to use this purple shade, just thinking about the purple um in the new Natasha Nona Rocha palette. And it is Rocha because it's Portuguese and that's how it's supposed to be pronounced. But I think most people are saying Roxel. Anyway, so I was reading the news and there seems to be a theme. Wait, there seems to be two themes, one of which is smuggling. I'm kidding you not that I have seen so many stories about people trying to smuggle things across borders into different countries, into different states. And I'm like, what's happening? What, why? And they're all stupid. And I'm guessing there are actually, maybe I'll start with the deep blue and then go into the purple. We'll see. Sometimes when you mix blue and purple, it's not good, but we'll see. So, yeah, I've been noticing, it seems to me like an influx of smuggling, or at least people getting caught because they're not doing it correctly. Not that I know. I've never tried to smuggle anything that I'm aware of. I mean, sometimes I put stuff in my bra, but I'm not trying to smuggle it. That's just an extra pocket. So there was one story of this woman trying to smuggle 29 turtles in socks in an inflatable kayak. She was trying to go from the US to Canada. And I guess that these turtles are like they go for really high prices for like $1,000 per turtle in China. She's a Chinese woman. I don't know how she was gonna get the turtles to China. I mean, really, I'm thinking about shipping costs, right? Because like when you order like pallets and stuff from overseas, sometimes it's like $20 for shipping. So I'm like, is she including that in the price? So here's the thing. She puts these things in socks and then in a bag. And I think it was her husband and her son, an inflatable kayak. I feel like that right there, first of all, is like, what's going on? Who does that? I didn't even know you could have an inflatable kayak. I've never been kayaking, but I thought they were all made of like, what are they made of? Why am I thinking wood? But I don't think that would be smart either, right? Anyway, she gets caught. And I don't know what they do with the turtles. I don't even know. I'm not quite sure. I don't. Maybe they have to go to like a wildlife kind of place. Maybe. You know what? I actually don't like this. Take it off. You ever do that? You're like, just kidding. Not a fan. So that was one lady. But I'm like, $1,000 per turtle. That's not bad, right? I feel like help me decide which one you would try. Theoretically, hypothetically. You're not gonna really, you know. So that's one. Then the next one I read was a lady coming from Mexico into like back into the US. And she gets stopped at the border. I guess they were like suspicious, right? And they're like, hey, do you have anything to declare that you're bringing back? And she's like, no, I just have a meal that I cooked that I'm just trying to make. And they're like, something ain't right. Let me tell you something. Not only did she have like some money and some pills, but she had some baloney. And I mean baloney, baloney, not like she was on some baloney mess. She had baloney, okay? She had like 700 pounds of baloney. I'm sorry, it was 748 pounds. Now, here's the thing with both of these stories. Why that lady only have 29 turtles? We're the 30th one. Because wouldn't you round up? And then this lady, 748 pounds, did she eat like 2 pounds of bologna? Because why not 750? Like, I know that's probably not the question to ask, but that's really what I'm wondering. Like, if you gonna do it right. Like, why, where the other, where's the other 2 pounds of bologna? And 700 pounds. Girl, her car must have been riding like a low rider because that I feel like that's a lot, right? 700 pounds of bologna? That sound where she get it? Like, where where she get this bologna from? And nobody was like, girl, why you buying 700 pounds of bologna? How do you do that? Where do you go? Do you go to the butcher's? Like, I'm really thinking she was like, this is a long drive. I got ready-made snacks. Let me go ahead and eat this bologna. You know, I'm gonna go into the purple now. Let's see if I like that because it could also be that I don't have, my regular brushes. I just have the brushes that I use at work. But yeah, 748 pounds. How do you, so they had to weigh all of that. And then I think the bologna had to be destroyed because they don't know what she did with that bologna. They do not know. But apparently, like, it's illegal. The bologna she was bringing in was illegal because of the differences in like what is it called? I guess like regulations for bologna. So I'm like, where's that? that other turtle? And where is the 2 pounds of bologna? Where's that? You know what? Or it could have been the people who were counting it or weighing it, right? They're like, listen, I had some bread right over there. I'ma just slice off a little bit of this bologna and I'm gonna go ahead and put it on this sandwich. And we just gonna say it's 748 pounds. Like, ain't nobody really gonna miss that 2 pounds, right? Somebody was real hungry. Either it was hurt or it was one of the people counting the pounds of bologna. And I'm thinking it could have been either one. I don't think I've had bologna since I was a child. Did y'all used to have fried bologna sandwiches, or is that just like a poor people thing? Because that's what we had. I don't even think I liked them. Like, what is bologna? Okay, let's. Maybe I'll add. I don't know what is with me in blue, but maybe I'll add this. It's like a. It's actually a multi-chrome, so we'll see how it looks. Now, the other two things people tend, or the other thing people seem to be trying to smuggle places are las drogas, the drugs. And I don't know which one of these makes more or less sense. So there was a lady, I think she got pulled over, right? People just like, if you're gonna do something, drive carefully, because if you don't, you're gonna be caught. Like, don't have any traffic violations. That don't make no sense. Anyway, so she gets pulled over and they find stuff in her car. But then they see this little bag. And you know what the bag has on it? It says bag of drugs. They open up the bag. Guess what's in there? Drugs. Who? It makes me think of, when you travel and you put things in separate bags and stuff, like here's all of your makeup, your hair care, blah blah blah, and it's labeled. And I guess she wanted to make sure that when she got to her location, she would be able to find her drugs. But now she's arrested. Like, you don't even have to try hard as a law enforcement officer. Like, it says it right there, bag o' drugs. And in contrast, there was this man and woman, and they were pulled over as well because they were in a stolen vehicle. And in their car, they had a bag that said, "This is not a bag of drugs." I'm sorry, can you make it more obvious? Do you think, can you just be wearing the drugs around your neck? Like, can you make it a little bit more obvious that you're breaking the law? Not only that, you are in a stolen vehicle. What? Far be it from me to tell people how to commit crimes, but I don't know which one's worse. I don't know which one's worse, bag o' drugs or this is not a bag of drugs. I'm not sure. I don't know which one is worse or better. I mean, neither is like inconspicuous. Like, are they thinking like, oh, this is just a joke? We're not even gonna look in there because it's not, of course, it's not a bag of drugs. That don't make no daggone sense. It literally makes no sense. You legit have something that said a bag of drugs. Okay. This, again, But I always say people don't have friends, or people don't have friends who have sense. Because I would feel like a friend who had some kind of sense would be like, I don't know that that's a good idea. Who was like, girl, they not even gonna check because it's so obvious that they're gonna be like, no, that's not. It couldn't be, right? And they just gonna let you go. Or they have friends that don't like them. Now I have with me my KVD Good Apple Foundation, and I have two shades, and Deep 84 and Tan 76. And I tend to mix these because that gives me a better shade match. Bag of drugs. And this is not a bag of drugs. I, First of all, did they get those off of Amazon? I bet you they did. You can get everything off of Amazon. Or they looked it up on Google, like how to smuggle things, places. And they're just like, make it real obvious. Another story I was reading. Okay, Applebee's. When was the last time you've been at Applebee's? Because I used to go to Applebee's in grad school all the time because it was right across the street from my apartment. I'm going in with the Tarte Shape Tape. Y'all remember this? So I was reading a story of this fight that broke out at Applebee's. I think it was somewhere. Was it in Portland where Erica lived? Anyway, so there was a fight that broke out as soon as this party got their bill. And it wasn't a fight of like who's gonna pay, because you know how you're like, oh, I'll pay, and you're hoping that somebody else is like, no, 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 I'll take care of it. It wasn't that. They thought that their bill was incorrect. Now they had gotten, it was like a 15.99 um deal where you had like unlimited boneless wings, riblets, and unlimited fries. So you could just go and eat to your heart's content, right? You can just go for it, girl. And sometimes that's the better deal because if you want some wings and you don't want to be paying a whole bunch of money, go for it. So they get their bill and they have a problem with the bill. Now, I told you that they got the 15.99 deal, right? And it's a couple people, about five. And when the bill comes, they're like, this is incorrect. We've been charged too much. It says, we got the 15.99 deal. And so the manager comes, because we always got to call the manager. And they're like, y'all charged us too much. And the manager is like, oh, it's 15.99 per person. It's not just 15.99, just total. And you just bring in like 100 people and you pay 15.99 and everybody gets to eat. No, 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 no. It's per person. And the party, they're like, it doesn't say that. It doesn't say that on the menu. So they literally get into a verbal altercation with the manager, and like a fight breaks out because God forbid we don't fight at Applebee's. So they call the police and they're like, these folks charge us too much. And the manager and folks are like, they don't want to pay, right? So they go outside, the police come. I'm gonna go in with the Pat McGrath under eye setting powder. The police come and they're like what's going on, right? And I just can't imagine being like this. This is what I trained for. Fights at Applebee's. Okay. And so they have the menu. I guess they brought the menu outside. And they're like, listen, officer, it don't say nothing about 15.99 per person. Now, I have some powders from Lethal in this kit pack, so I'm going to go in with this one for bronzer, and then I think maybe I'll use these two for blush. Let's see what happens. So they are just arguing, trying to argue their point. And this couple comes out, and this couple likes, I don't know, but it seems like they like to insert themselves into other people's business. So they start arguing with the people who are like, y'all charged us too much. So one of the women who's like causing the most ruckus, her friend is trying to get her to be quiet. She's like, shh, like you making it worse, but they couldn't get her to shush. So she gets arrested for like disorderly conduct or something. And then the police look at the menu and it says right under there, per person. It says per person. So when I tell you they were so wrong, they were nowhere near right. So wrong. So at the end of the day, one of the people in the party goes ahead and goes back to Applebee's and they pay the bill. I mean, she was wrong and loud. Like she was loud with her wrongness. And I'm sorry, how you gonna think that it's 15.99 total? Like, I don't know that Applebee's is making enough money to be like, bring your friends. It's only 15.99. Bring your friends, girl. Come get this food. They didn't read the small print. They didn't read, but out of all those people, ain't nobody thought like it can't be. That can't be right. Like they just thought if one person at their table got the 15.99 thing, then everybody got the 15.99 thing. And I'm gonna tell you right now, these people foolish. Okay, because I don't know nowhere. Y'all only need one. Just one person got to get it. And then all the rest of y'all can have it. No, where they do that at? Where do they do that? This is a Fenty mascara. I think this is the hella thick one. I'm just stuck on you really thought. You really, really thought. And I can just imagine they were just tearing up those boneless wings and riblets and fries. Tearing them up. I don't know why people don't be reading the menu correctly. It says it right there per person. Even if it didn't say it, I feel like I would know there's no way on God's green earth that all five, six, seven of us could eat off of this one price. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. You know somebody was like, let's go to Applebee's, bro. It's only 15.99 and we could get it's unlimited. Y'all all foolish. And now this lady done got a record because she was up there fighting at Applebee's. Don't tell nobody that's how and why you got arrested. Don't tell nobody you got arrested up at Applebee's. All right? Keep it to yourself. Okay, I'm going to find a lipstick and I will be right back. So here's the finished look, and I'm pretty casual today. I just have on this like blouse, nothing special, some jeans, and these shoes. All right, so that's it. I would say to let us know what you've tried smuggling in, but I don't want to be, you know, privy to any illegal actions. So, hopefully, some of this was helpful. I also hope that you're continuing to take care of yourself. I will love it if you like the video by pushing the like button, and I would love it even more if you subscribe to the channel by pushing the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you.